Hello, precious people. I'm Jacqueline Parks, and welcome to my studio, Stampin' Turtles. I'm checking to see if we're going live or not. Hello, precious people. Yes. I'm Jacqueline Parks. I can hear my voice, so we're good. I have been struggling with my internet connection, so I just want to make sure that we're on there. If anyone notices it drop or anything, I also did some new settings in OBS, so hopefully with some suggestions from other people, that's going to be helping solve any of my problems that I've been having the last couple Mondays going live. So let's just get into it because guess what? It's busy time. It's like the middle of our holidays. Thanksgiving is on Thursday, and then I have one more craft show, and then it's going to be Christmas. We got to get all them presents wrapped and everything, cards sent out in the mail. So here's a couple quick little cards I just made. Like literally, I started these at like 9:30, and I made both of these. So and y'all, I drink honey tea every time. And why is it not working? I have no idea why it don't work. It makes me crazy, y'all. It makes me crazy. So here's our cute little cards that I made this morning. These are 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And that fits on a 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper cut in half and folded. So you can make 2 cards out of an 8 1/2 by 11 piece of cardstock that I would later put these on. And with doing that, you get that nice wide edge around it, and it looks like a frame. And a lot of people will appreciate your thoughtful card that you send them. And I'll show you some quick things. This one's going to be more detailed than this one for whatever reason. It just seemed like it was. Now you can't, this one is a different size than these. But if you like sending a square card or if you want to frame it, you can do that. So this is something that we can do pretty quick and easy. If you're like me, you need to draw before you actually do a painting. I like to draw something. Let me see if I can just prop that up. If it would like to prop up, it doesn't. There we go. So I just kind of did a quick little hillside, right? And I'm doing my birch trees. And look at these guys. They're just super skinny little trees, right? But we're not making them sticks, okay? They're not completely straight. Okay, they got to have a little bit of variation. So this is what I'm telling you. I did these cards so quick, so easy. But I also want you guys to, if you need to, watch this video again. Just pause it where you need to pause it and start it back up when you need to start it back up. And you'll be able to follow along with me later. But if you're joining me live and you want to follow along with me right now, just get your paper out and do a couple quick little sketches. I also did where I made the little branches that are kind of thin, and we're going to be using a gel pen, and I'll show you that. I'll show you that up close in a minute. But right now I'm just kind of adding these little guys. And then there's a couple of little squiggly things right there. And so I'm feeling like this is pretty good. Yeah. And you can do this as much, like as many little branches as you want. But for right now, that's good. All right. So let me see if I can zoom you in. Can we zoom you in? So you can kind of see my sketch right there. It's really Very simple. Very, very simple. All right, this is just clean water, and I'm just going to paint the sky with clean water. Do not get your water on the birch trees, okay? This is not super clean water. Probably because I just used it. But that's okay. We're just doing this to show you. And I'm not a perfectionist, at least not too much. I feel like I'm not. Let me know in the comments if you are. Also, if you don't mind, if you could like the video and subscribe to my channel, that would be great. I'm at 680 something. I don't know what I'm at right now, to be honest. I just checked it, but for me, it's been stuck around that amount for a long time. And, you know, I've been just asking the Lord to help me where where he'd want to use me. And so I'm open for it all, right? Just use me, Lord. Okay, now I'm going to zoom out just so you can see what we're going to be doing with, as far as paints, which paints I'm going to use, okay? So I'm going to dip this in here. I like this turquoisey color right here for the sky. And we're going to make enough of this so that it's actually going to spread when I use it. So just definitely make this real quick. So I don't agonize over it too much. I just kind of let it do its thing. I'm going to lift it and add some water because for some reason it's not flowing like I thought it would. Probably because I didn't wet it enough. But if you don't wet your paper enough for a sky to flow like this, it's okay. You can just add some water by dipping it in your water and then just adding drops of water. So look at that. That's really pretty. I actually did a little bit of purple too, just up here. Look at that. So sometimes you can mix your color right there on the paper. And if you don't like how purpley that is, you can always blot it. Blot it out. But you can also, I kind of liked on this one, leaving a little bit of a lighter spot. So we're going to try that and see what happens. But this one's definitely super pretty already. I'm liking the colors. All right, so gotta do the heat tool. Sorry about the noise. Hey, Jordy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I try and make my Christmas cards every year. And I'm always late sending them out. When do you send out your Christmas cards? Because mine sometimes go out December 20th, 21st. Sometimes 25th. Alright, that looks like it should be pretty dry. And see, you need a heat tool if you're impatient like me, right? Alright, so next what I want to do is this nice little Payne's Gray bluish shadow, okay? So we're just going to follow what we think the terrain is, right? So that shadow just helps. It helps a lot. Just making this, you want those little guys too. And what I did in my snow for this one is I added some kind of watered down little spots just to make it look a little more like the snow has some shadows. Okay, so I'm not doing super detail here. This is a quick card. You're mailing it to someone that you love and they know you're an artist. So when they get this, they're going to be so excited. Let's see. So that's pretty good like that. Here's the trick. I'm not going to make it a big hook or whatever like some people try and make their videos a hook to make you watch the whole thing. Here's the trick right up front for y'all. These are, I don't know, they're called the Cat Story. Got these off Amazon. This is not affiliate. This is not paid anything. I buy like the 6-pack, and lately I've been buying bigger packs. They have a cute little kitty cat lid. Isn't that super cute? These are just gel pens, and they're really great for writing. I love them so much. But we did dry the sky. Let me show you the quick little trick, and I'm going to zoom in so y'all can see. So first what I do is I get my brush wet and I follow the tree trunk all the way up and just wet the whole tree. And so I just wet that, and now I'm going to take this gel pen, and I hope you can see what it does. Sometimes it does it better than other times. The more wet it is, the better. But look at that. Isn't that cute? And as I touch some of this wet area, it kind of bleeds out. And if it doesn't want to bleed, you can help it by wetting your brush again and just kind of touching where you already put that. So let's do the next one. I'm going to try and make it wetter because I think that's what didn't work last time. So now we're just going to add that little gel pen. Look at how it spreads. Can you see that? Isn't that like the coolest thing? I just love it. And you can do both sides. Keep your trees real organic, y'all. Do not try and make them. You can even add like some little round little lines too if you want to. I didn't do that on the first one, but you can do it. Make them more like birchy. Birchy, is that a word? Actually, that looks kind of cool. I like it. Doesn't that look kind of cool? It really looks amazing in person too. I mean, it's looking good on there. So, and like this little twig, just do your little just a little bit here and there. You don't have to do too much. And then I like these ones down here in the snow. Just wherever. And then these little guys too. You want to make sure where you put those shadows, you have a few little things sticking up. And then, so let's do 2 more trees. So we wet our brush and we wet that whole trunk. And you guys don't need to use the most fanciest brushes out there. You don't need to use the most fanciest paints. For me, I just started with a $10 set of paints, and it was what I started with because I wasn't sure if I even would like it. So you may not end up enjoying it, but I really enjoy watercolor now. I really love it. So I have upgraded, to these nice brushes that are the black silver or black velvet silver edition. These ones are travel, so you can take them apart but it protects the top. The non-travel ones are cheaper. And this was a 4 set of round, which I really needed different sizes of rounds. So you can do that. You can buy the fancy stuff when you know you like to do it. And if you're not sure if you will like it, it's great to try it out with some cheaper quality brushes and cheaper quality paper and cheaper quality brushes, paints, all of that good stuff, right? So look at that. Just add a little bit of that. And look, I'm just going to do a couple of these little round things. You don't have to do as many. And then do your little branches coming off right there. And y'all, that looks pretty much done to me. And we can start on the second card because we don't just send out one card, right? And I'll have to tell you the funny story of when my kids were babies. Actually, it started when I lived in California. There was this attic at the house I was living in that was just green shag carpet or whatever. It wasn't really shag, it was short, but it was super old and nasty. So I didn't mind getting paint on it. So I took my baby, her foot was about like this big, and I painted the bottom of her foot green and stamped it on cardstock. And I made like 100 cards. I had them laying all over the floor in the attic. And later, after I stamped her foot, I colored in some round ornaments, like little ornaments, and a star on top. And then I printed Merry Christmas on it with my printer. So it was really easy, very easy to send cards like that out. It's fun too. And my child was very good at sitting still. The following year I had 2 babies, and so I did 2 trees. One was bigger than the other. So it was like a big Christmas tree with a little Christmas tree. And so my second daughter, she was very fidgety while I was trying to get those done. All right, here's a trick. Super easy trick. So this is a round little bowl that I keep on my desk if I ever want to mix up a large amount of paint and be able to use it on larger paintings. But most of the time I do small. So we're just gonna, let me zoom this out so y'all can see me. Let's see. So you can see what paints I'm using. So I have 2 reds. This is more orangey red. This is more bluey red. And the difference is usually that one's a warm red and one's a cool red. So this is kind of the cool red. But what I'm going to do, and it's already kind of on there, but I'm just very lightly putting this red watercolor paint right on the rim, right? So it should be pretty good amount. So now I'm just going to stamp it on the paper. Ta-da! So it's kind of fun to do that. What I'll do next is just kind of wet my brush. It does still have paint on there. But now I'm just going to go around that edge. And need lots of water. Lots of water for this. Do not skimp on your water. So see how that's kind of, I don't know what that little green thing is in there. But don't paint the whole thing. Look at these little highlights are from the white paper. You need to leave some white highlights. And I'm not even looking at a photo reference. I'm just kind of eyeballing this. But I feel like that's good. You can even have a highlight down there. What I also like to do, and we're still zoomed out, use a little Payne's Gray and just dab it here and there. Doesn't that give it kind of a little fun, a little bit of fun at the corners there? And I tried to add some green because I feel like with a Christmas tree, you're going to get some reflections off of the tree. So you might want to add some of that green into your bulb. Because we are going to do the little branches all around. So that's on there. You can even add some more of your darker reds in there. I know it looks a little purpley on my Mac while we're doing this, but hopefully you guys can see it in a prettier color. But look at how much fun we're having. And I think if you're having fun, then the time is going to go by fast, right? So just doing a little bit. Now, what if you go a little bit too dark? You know, sometimes we get overzealous. So I'm just going to clean my brush until it's cleanish. So see how it's completely clean and dry now? And you can go lift, lift. So you can actually keep cleaning it off and you can lift. And that's kind of cool. I like how that looks. That looks pretty reflective in my opinion. Here, I'll just zoom in so you can see. Pretty reflective, right? So now what I want to do is the little ornament topper, which is just like a little, mine have always been silver on my Christmas tree with a little crimping. And so that's there. And I'm also going to add some of those pine trees branches. And so this is real light. You probably can't hardly see it, to be honest. But I'm just adding, they all go the same direction, okay? The pine needles. They don't go, sometimes they do go wonky, I guess. But I'm not doing them too wonky. So, but from the top, we want some from the top. And I know if Laura Mitten was joining us, she wanted to do poinsettias, and I just feel like this is easier. I may do more videos about that, but I know on my live stream from last year I did poinsettias. Hey, there's my baby. Hey, Jessica. I can't believe you're joining Mama. Remember when we did the poinsettias last year? That was so much fun painting together. That's something too, you guys. If you're wanting to make memories with family and your kids, just get some watercolor paper, paints, and brushes, and just have fun painting together. Super fun. Are you watching me on your iPad? I know. How fun is that? I need to get a big iPad. I have one that's like from 10 years or so ago. Not the most up-to-date version, obviously. All right, so this is pretty cool. I think that's good for now. Now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty of painting that, right? And I'm using the same size brush for everything. I'm not switching size on y'all. This is all pretty much the same. So let me zoom out just so you can see what I'm painting. So this is my green. And what I'm going to do is just make some little, they're not even V's, are they? They're just kind of little slashes with it. But they're all going the same direction, but they're not uniform. All right, don't make it too uniform. They all, they'll look much more natural if you take time to just really vary the distance they are from each other. How's the quality, Jess? Is everything good? Like, we're not dropping frames and buffering or anything. I was watching a video yesterday and this morning to try and figure out how to stop my videos from buffering. It's so hard sometimes, you guys, trying to be technically savvy and figure things out. So if you can see right here in the screen, I'm doing my darker green. It's like a more cool green here. It's like a bluey green. And I'm just doing it on kind of the bottom parts of this. That's really cool. Hey, Jess, didn't you have... Oh, you don't have school today. That's right. Oh, there's a bit of a lag and buffer. Oh, to be honest. Okay. Ooh, I don't know how to fix that. I know our internet's been down and it was really slow, y'all. It's been so slow. I don't know why. Probably everybody home from school, if that probably makes sense. All the kids home from school, everybody home from school. This is my Payne's Gray. It used to be black. I popped that black right out and replaced it with Payne's Gray. So this is kind of a bluish black, and I just love it. So if you haven't bought Payne's Gray yet, you need to probably do that because it's really amazing. And I use it for shadowing. I use it for to mix with different colors even. So let's see how I'm doing a little bit here and there. It's not even like perfect, y'all. It's just a little bit here and there. So I want to add a little bit green back in there. So, and if you noticed on my original one that I painted, I kind of like doing where the whole background is filled up to some degree. And so we're just going to do that. We're going to add some green, but we're also going to rinse the brush and just kind of blend that green out. Because I really like how that looks. And then just add a little bit of green. Look at that. And they're going to be different. Look at how different already these two are. Side by side. Very different. Oh, that's the lag you're seeing because you can hear me and then it lags. Yeah, I think that's how all lives are. And I don't know if that's an FCC thing. Could be. But I feel like as long as like the frames aren't like pausing and stopping, like you can see my hand move and it looks fluid enough, like you guys aren't being like breaking it up like stuff. So okay, that I love that. Okay, now we did make this little silver top thingy. So I'm using my gel pen again, which is really cool. Little gel pen. This is the trick. Let's see if we can zoom in. So I'm gonna draw, and I draw the little line right there. Do the top and go down. Oop. It is kind of wet right there. That's okay. I like how it looks kind of organic and messy. So now I'm just wetting my brush and watch what happens. We're just making that kind of grayish. Isn't that cool? And the next thing you can do too is add some of your gel just to the edges. And I don't know if it's showing up. It does kind of skip a little bit while I'm doing it. So it's not a perfect line and it's not the same thickness all the way around. I'm just kind of holding it lightly and letting it do its thing. And then I'm going to add a little bit here just for some of the branches. And I was hoping some of this was still kind of wet so that it would make some kind of cool cool effects, because when it's wet it just kind of bleeds out and it looks kind of cool. But you can do as much of this pen work as you want. This is not really a line and wash like some people do, but I like to wet that just a little bit. And the cool thing about this is it's not going to look the same every time you make it, so it's going to be different, which I think is cool. I just like the dimensions. It's kind of showing depth. Really cool. Now here's something that we need to keep in mind. Sign your work. So I do mine JP, and then I put the year 2024. Oops, I was not in the frame. Sorry about that. I did it so I could see it instead of you guys. So JP and then the year. That way you can keep track of like how long ago you made something. Can you see that? Is it blurry? There we go. I like using a pen just because I feel like I have more control with my pen. And I do like to put the year just because then I'll know what year I painted this. And as time goes by, guess what? It's going to be very easy to tell how you've improved over the years. So let me see if I can do this one. I'm doing all these kind of in the same left-hand corner. But you can do whichever corner you want. You can change it up. And let me see, I'll zoom out so you guys can see them all. And I'll move this over here. And see, my colors have kind of changed just a little bit. They're okay, just like they are. But now I've got 4 cards that took me no longer than like an hour, definitely less than an hour. And if I was really good about this, I could probably mass produce these faster just by having a bunch of this size paper cut out, draw them all first, and then I can do the drawings all at once, then I can do all the backgrounds at once, then I can do all the tree trunks at once, and the same with this. I feel like this one is a little light, and so sometimes after you paint, you can go back, get yourself some red, and you can add a little dimension to it, a little more color to it. Watercolor dries a lot lighter than how you put it down. So a lot of times people want to get that nice, dark, rich color, but you need several layers in order to do that. So see how I'm just darkening that up a little bit. There you go. So now it's a little bit more red. I think that looks a lot better. It's almost like a pink one. Oh, thank you, Jessica, for saying the winter trees look amazing. So one of my students said to do winter scene, and I think the winter scene turned out pretty good. And I can see that being a painting on the wall. Like I could do this in an 8x10 and make it bigger and frame it. And that would be really pretty. It could probably be pretty year round or pretty in a cabin or, wherever. So, I wanted to show you guys something else I bought off of Amazon. Let me show you. I can switch my thingy here. Okay, so I got a whole bunch of these, like 24 of these. So they're little metal frames, and I saw this really cool artist had her artwork displayed in them. So you can use this as an ornament. So they open up, and you would be able to put, do I have anything to put in there? It's just, no, that's the wrong size. I don't have anything small. Let me see. Here we go. We'll pretend that this is a painting, and it would go in there. That's still a little big, but you would be able to shut that and lock it. It's got a little lock, I think. And then you would be able to hang it. Of course, that's backwards. I do have some. Their orientation is landscape with the wire on the top. So it's kind of a cool little thing. So I'm going to spend some time making little tiny paintings to go in here. And I think those will sell pretty good. I have one more show to do. It's going to be December 7th and 8th at St. Lawrence Christmas Bazaar in Fairhope, Alabama. So if you all are in the area or plan to be, come check us out. We'll be there Saturday and Sunday. I think it's from 9 to 3, 9 to 4, something like that. And I also teach classes in person if y'all are in this Baldwin County area and you want to learn how to do some watercolor. I have a class coming up on the 9th at Coastal Makers. So the way to sign up for that is just to go to her website, coastalmakers.com. Look at the date, December 9th on their calendar, and you click it, and then it'll have beginning watercolor, and that's a nativity scene. And we're going to be learning some really cool techniques with that. Let me show you a picture. So this one I used a lot of purple in it. This one I used more neutral colors, and that's that Payne's gray. But if you can see, it has this really cool effect in the sky, kind of like shooting stars or something. That's done with salt, and I'll show you exactly when to apply salt, what stage of the painting, and you'll be able to get the same results as me. So, and you don't need to know how to draw. This is a super easy painting, and it's designed for beginners or intermediate if you want to step up your game and learn some more techniques. So I think it would be really cool to see you guys in person if you can. And I don't know, I just am so excited for what this new year is going to bring. I'm not really ready for Christmas. Are y'all ready for Christmas? I have not. I've bought a couple presents, but I am not ready. So definitely need to get busy with the Amazon, right? And I do have some fun, exciting news also about my art studio. So this is my in-home art studio. It's a kind of office space that I converted into my art studio. And it's just so messy in here and crowded, and sometimes I come in here and I can't really be creative because I feel like I got to clean instead of create. But I've recently started moving into an art studio space that should allow for me to have more room to do what I really want to be doing. And you know me, I like to play with mixed media, so that's kind of a fun endeavor. I want to start doing more of those. And I've done some cute little ones that are like magnets you can put on the fridge, but I kind of want to do some bigger ones, so maybe some large scale canvases. I have so many canvases like just sitting around in closets and not really doing anything. And my church actually has been doing a sermon series about storing up treasure on earth and how all that stuff is going to rust, it's going to get moth eaten, it's going to disappear. It's not going to be there forever. Um, so if you're storing it in closets, you're storing it in a storage facility, I would say go get that stuff out. If it's possible to use it, start using it. A lot of art supplies go to waste just being, you bought them like a year ago and you thought you were going to do something, but instead just stick it in a drawer or stick it in a closet and you don't even use it. I would say pull that stuff back out, start using it. Don't be afraid to use your supplies. Don't be afraid to use what you have. I always say if you don't have the gel pen that I have, try the gel pen you have. Try ballpoint pen. I mean, everybody has a pen. Try using different pens and see which one you like. And if you don't like it, then you can go buy a new pen. Like this. I, got this fancy paint brush from my husband and I love it. But I also have some cheap ones that were $5 for a whole set. And it was like, they work fine too. A little mechanical pencil. You can use like a regular pencil. I do have micron pens. I don't know if they work as good, but I have this one. And it's, it came in a set. The pens I like, and I cannot find them anymore. I'm going to have to find new ones if I can't find them. But I liked the thickness of them, and they were waterproof. This is not waterproof. This makes that effect of the bleeding ink all over, so it's kind of cool. What else was I going to tell you guys? So what was the scripture that we were going to talk about, which it could be, anxiety. Don't let anxiety get the best of you. Because that is one of those things where we worry about the holidays. Like who's going to get together? Where are we going to get together? How are we going to coordinate every event that's going on? There's a lot going on. And so I would just want to leave you guys with this really great Bible verse that helps me, and it's Philippians 4:6. And it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." And I have found that when I give my worries to God, when I go to Him in prayer and I say, "Hey, I'm worried about XYZ. I don't know what to do about it." And if I just pray and ask Him to step in and take over, which He should be in charge anyways, right? But sometimes I'm trying to be in charge. I think the best thing to do is just to give it to Him and let Him handle the situation. And that's how I've learned to let go of anxiety and stress and all that. So I just take one day at a time. And it says His mercy is new every morning. Like you go to bed at night, pray, you go to bed, and then in the morning, it's a new day. So we can all start fresh. And I just love that I was able to spend this time with you. I'm looking at the clock. It's 10:44, so we did pretty quick. It took less than a half hour to do 2 cards, right? So these, I don't know. I think these are my faves. What do you think? I do like these ones too. They're really pretty. And I love how they're very unique in their own right. They're different shapes too, but so I would have to cut the cardstock to fit those other ones, or I can frame them. I have some 4x4 frames I can put them in, which might be cool. And I am looking for more stuff to sell at my craft show coming up. So anyways, I love that y'all tuned in today. Thank you so much. As always, I think of you and pray for you guys, and I love you so very much. And I hope you have a blessed and happy Thanksgiving. Mwah.